Hello, my name is Henry Emphrey, and this is a Godot 2D game development tutorial. And in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make one node influence another node via the get node command. That is, you'll be able to get variables and things from one script and use it in another node script. So in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to do that. This room was originally a 2D node, and all I did was double click it and renamed it to room. And then all I did was save this room as room.tsn. I already did that. So then next thing I did was to create this boss, I just changed this to area 2D. Then when I saw that, I clicked change. I already did that. So, and then I clicked on boss and clicked this plus and searched for sprite. Click create to add the sprite here. Then with the sprite, I went to this box here, click load, and then I just loaded this PNG file that I created in paint.net and saved to my Godot assets folder. I clicked on it and clicked open. I already did that. So, and I did the same thing to my sign. I changed this to an area 2D node, and then I clicked this, clicked the plus, and searched for sprite, added this, and then I clicked load, and I added this other PNG file that I made in paint.net and saved in my Godot assets folder. So that's how I created these three tabs here. So the last thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put a camera in this room, camera 2D, and click the current so that once we launch our game, everything will begin in the middle of the screen in the default origin section. And then to make it so that we get this room once we launch our game, I'm going to go to project settings, we'll click this folder and click this room. So again, once we launch our game, we'll get this particular room we created. And then I'm going to go to this boss and I'm going to save this, save as. I already did that. So, and then I already saved the sign too. So, okay, so we got our three items that we're going to use in this tutorial. And then next thing I'm doing, I'm just going to add these. Go ahead and add these items in. Click the room, click chain, add the boss, click room again, chain, add the sign. Okay, so we got our items in here. So we're going to go back and work with these items. I'm going to go to the boss tab and make sure boss is selected. And we're going to add a script to this top one right here. Make sure you click on the top one because we're going to be working with the area 2D node, the parent node. If you don't click on the top, your game won't work. Okay, so click on the top, script, new script. Okay, so inside the script, I'm going to delete all this stuff that's already in here, and I'm just going to add this script here. This script extends the area 2D node. So we've added our script to the boss node already. And next thing we're going to do, we're going to go back to the 2D view, and we're going to add script to the sign node now. So make sure this top sign is selected. Go to the script, new script, sign.gd. And I'm just going to delete all this stuff in here, and I'm going to paste in this code here. And sign is also an area 2D, and this script extends the area 2D node. Okay, so both our boss and the sign has scripts attached to it. This boss is going to tell the sign what to do here, as you can see the way I wrote it. So what does this boss say? This variable is called you can go now, and it's set to false. This node here is going to tell the sign whether it can go or not. And right now, this variable is set to false. So that means that once we launch our game, the sign cannot move. And the way this is set up is, well, we first created a variable called boss says. I named it like this so that you can kind of see what's going on. And we set it to get parent and get node commands. And then we wrote the word boss here. Because, let's go back to our 2D view. That's what this is called here. So that's what we wrote here. That is, in order to use the commands in this boss node, you first have to create a variable. After that, you can every time you want to use a variable from this script, you can have a variable that says var stop. Stop equals true. In order to use this command here, you first have to use this variable we created. You gotta use a command first, and then say, boss says dot stop. Put a colon, and then whatever action you want to make after that. But you gotta use this variable first before you can use one of these commands over here. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so in this case, this says this is telling the sign whether it can go or not, and right now it's saying the sign cannot go. So once we launch our game, the sign won't go anywhere because it says false. Okay, so let's see what happens when we launch our game. See, the sign's not going anywhere because the boss told it can't go nowhere. Let's change that. Let's see what happens if we say, let's set this to true so that the sign can move. Now let's start our game. See, now the sign is moving. So that's how that works. And that's all I want to show you. This is a very important concept in your game because you're going to need your nodes to interact with each other when you're making your game. And so you can create some cool effects in your game. So that's the end of this tutorial. Till next time. Thanks. Bye.